Yep. This is Candor Talk, where we discuss politics, social issues, entertainment, and all things hot. We aren't afraid to hit hard because exposing the truth comes without fear. Join us every Saturday at 11 p.m. Let's go. Yep. What's up, fabulous people? Hope you're having a wonderful day. But let me just get right into it. I want to talk about this last election. This was a clear denunciation of Trump and Trumpism. This wasn't an exercise in inertia. It was a result of action. It was a country coalescing around fundamental ideals in order to remove one of the greatest threats to this democracy. It was a repudiation of the sitting president. It was a call to end the Trump monarchy. This country was founded by people that were escaping a monarchy. It was founded upon an anti-authoritarian system that repudiates and rejects tyranny. Trump simply was an aversion to everything fundamental. He is a chaotic person that suffers from innate turmoil that manifests itself in ways that no human in power in this country has ever been able to do. He's a false prophet, a fake nationalist, a rogue leader that is best described as a snake oil salesman. His presidency will be remembered as one of the most corrupt in history, as it has been mired in scandal and criminal and ethical misdeeds. He's encouraged the polarization in this country in order to maintain a stronghold over the Republican base in the party. His narcissism and constant need for endless adulation is what was paramount in his presidency. He was never fit to lead this nation. He never had or will have the aptitude, empathy, comprehension, foresight, wisdom, patience, professionalism, rationality, or any of the skills that have made great leaders. He just simply won't. What he has left this country is the remnants of a narcissistic, failed leader. He's widened the racial divide, widened gender inequality, encouraged bigotry and hatred, demoralized unification efforts, endless deaths from a pandemic, increasing the debt without benefit to the suffering public, a raging and endless pandemic, a failed economy, a sycophancy that maybe is incurable. He's been a plague on this nation, but we did it. We ended this autocratic nightmare. We showed the world the power of democracy, the power of unification, and the power of the people. We showed that we are a nation that can recognize our mistakes and right our wrongs. While America is not perfect, we are better today than we were yesterday. We have the ability to be even greater tomorrow. We've removed so many people that were a threat to our democracy. Here's a short list of the people we have fired. Kayleigh McEnany, you're fired. Stephen Miller, you're fired. Bill Barr, you're fired. Jared Kushner, you are fired. Ivanka, you are fired. Betsy DeVos, fired. Mercedes Schlapp, fired. Jason Miller, fired. Mike Pence, fired. Mike Pompeo, fired. Mark Meadows, fired. Mark Short, fired. Hope Hicks, fired. And Wilbur Ross, if he's still living, you are also fired. That's what we did. Being able to fire the people that have plagued and looted our nation is sweet revenge and justice, as it is evident now that this match is over. The writing is on the wall. The people know it. The media know it. The world knows it. And surprisingly, Fox News has reconciled themselves with it. Here's Laura Ingraham on Fox News.
Thank goodness. Third, if and when it's time to accept an unfavorable outcome in this election, and we hope it never comes, but if and when that does happen, President Trump needs to do it with the same grace and composure he demonstrated at that town hall with Savannah Guthrie. So many people remarked about his tone and presence, exactly what he needs. Now, losing, especially when you believe the process wasn't fair, it's a gut punch. And I'm not conceding anything tonight, by the way, but losing, if that's what happens, it's awful. But President Trump's legacy will only become more significant if he focuses on moving the country forward. And then the love and respect his supporters feel for him, it's only going to grow stronger. And his legacy, more historically significant. The media knows he'll be a GOP kingmaker for 2022 and 2024, no doubt. They know he's a political hero to tens of millions of Americans. And they want to take that from him, too.
What Laura was doing was twofold. Give Trump an off-ramp and prepare her audience for the inevitable. Trump lost. She was speaking gibberish about his cemented legacy, but that was just to avoid the ire of her viewers. She was being disingenuous by claiming she's not conceding, because her language was irrefutably concession. But it's not just Laura at Fox that's beginning to exhibit clear distance from Trump. Here is a Fox News reporter.
Eric, can I ask you, though, about the fact that the Trump campaign has said that they wanted to have their poll watchers there, and that I guess they're being asked to provide evidence for something that they say they weren't able to even participate in or to be able to see. And so that's, I think, where they would say that needs to be rectified, if it could be.
That's not true. It's not true. It's just not true. The election poll watchers, they are called canvass watchers. Republicans have been in that room, where they're supposed to be, standing alongside with the Democrats. There is a specific segregated, penned-off area for the Democratic watchers and the Republican watchers. So the claim from the Trump campaign and the president about that is not true. It is false. In fact, the lawyers for the Trump campaign last night in federal court admitted that. They indicated that there were at one point 19 Republican watchers in the room. So we're getting two different messages from the Trump campaign, one from the president, the other from his lawyers, who say that the Republican watchers have been in there. They're unhappy with the fact that they were 25 feet away. The federal judge said they've got to be 6 feet away. That's the issue.
Yeah, that sounds fair. All right, Eric, Sean, thanks for clarifying.
This is not hard to anticipate. What happens in life is very predictable. When a team wins, they're admired and hailed for some time until it wears off. But when you lose, you are the most worthless team to have ever existed. Humans aren't gracious when they're invested. Do not believe that people are going to stick around for Trump. It won't happen. He lost. There's nothing else to gain from him. Some right now are pretending they will never give up on him. They will. Some are threatening violence. Many of them are at home on their keyboards trying to push others to do what they're too afraid to do. There will be some that stick around, but it won't be the sycophancy you've seen. Some will merely think he's a loser and be angry at him for merely losing. Success has many fathers, but failure is an orphan. Once people accept that he lost, he loses value. As time progresses, he will see that less people care what he has to say. It's merely human nature. Even Fox News has changed their tune. Networks cut him off the other day when he spoke. Many Republicans aren't even out there defending him. It's merely the usual suspects that are out there defending him. They've even noticed that they don't have the Republican support they thought they would. They're angry about it. Don Jr. even tweeted about it. You will start to see how their sycophancy was merely conditional. When they thought he was this invincible gift from God, they liked him. But losing doesn't convey that it was God's plan to keep you in power. He's going to learn a real life lesson. Life comes at you fast. But here's Jeff Flake basically summarizing what I'm saying here. Listen to what he says.
The president is going to have an outsized influence. He will have an influence going forward. But once you lose the trappings of office and the levers of power, and then in particular, Trumpism kind of relies on a certain amount of swagger that you lose when you lose an election. And so I just can't see. I mean, some people are thinking that he's going to be the 900-pound gorilla that's going to determine every Senate race and every House race in the next 4 years. I just don't see that. I do think he will exert some influence. The fact that there are rallies going around the country right now, I think, indicate that. But that's hard to maintain when you lose, like I said, the trappings of office and the levers of power.
So this fake belief that Trump is going to still have a stronghold of the Republican Party or have a stronghold Republican base is just not grounded in facts. History will tell you otherwise. What happens is that when people lose power, they lose support. And when he is no longer of any use to a lot of these people, he's of no value to them in the future. They will move on to somebody else that they can follow who could become their next leader. Trump will lose support. He will not have the kind of power that he had when he was the president of the United States. So anyway, tonight, I'm going to celebrate the fact that history was made twice in my lifetime. First, with the first black president and the first black first lady. Then with Kamala Harris becoming the first woman VP, the first black woman VP, the first black VP, the first Indian American woman VP, and the first Indian American VP. I intend to relish in this moment. I intend to enjoy tonight, basking in the glory and the blessing we've been given. I might be a little petty sometimes, check in on Trump supporters, see how you guys are doing, if you're coping, if, you're getting your head right, whatever. But I know we earned this. We did it. We came together as a nation and said enough is enough. We've also retired a lot of his public sycophants who should be looking for a new career, if one is even possible. All these charlatans that capitalize off of Trumpism will be relegated to nothingness. And I'll talk about that in a later show. But that's another thing that I intend to celebrate. the fact that those sycophants, what are you going to do next? So congratulations to all you wonderful people. We did it. You did it. America did it. And thank you to anyone that has ever listened to the show. You never had to. You never had to, but you did, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you for taking this journey with me, and thank you for helping the country end this nightmare. Pat yourself in the back. You are a hero. Don't forget, we still have work to do, but for now, you deserve to celebrate. You earned it. So have a wonderful night, and congratulations to the President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, and congratulations to the United States of America. Have a good night, guys.
I just have one thing to say. Hang on here.
You about to lose your job.